Hello everyone, I'm meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got unfortunate news out of Kinston in Lenoir County, where yesterday police were called to a home in the 900 block of Cameron Drive to help find 23-year-old William Alphen. Alphen was wanted by the Washington County Sheriff's Office for second-degree kidnapping, misdemeanor child abuse, and a violation of a domestic violence protective order. Now, Kinston officers found Alphen at the home and arrested him. He was taken to the Lenoir County Jail, where he's currently being held without bond. In another news, we need to turn our attention to an unfortunate accident. At least right now it's being dubbed as an accident, still under investigation of a shooting that involved a 3-year-old. On July 21st, Windsor police were called to the Spruill Park around 7 p.m. for a shooting that involved a child. There, officers found a 3-year-old boy who'd been shot and had non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the boy was taken to ECU Health Bertie Hospital before being sent to ECU Health Medical Center in Greenville. The shooting appears to be accidental, according to the police, but they are still investigating. And I also want to highlight news out of Lenoir County, where the SPCA in Lenoir County has fired their shelter director. Monday afternoon, Lenoir County SPCA shared a statement from its board of directors on social media saying the organization made the decision to part ways with its shelter director, Kimmy Mitchell. The statement said, quote, "This decision was not made lightly. It followed careful deliberation and was based on what we believe is in the best long-term interest of animals in our care, our staff, our volunteers, and the community we serve," end quote. And the board said it is united in the decision and working to ensure a smooth transition. The statement went on to say, quote, "We understand that any leadership change can bring uncertainty and emotion. While we respect the passion for those who support our mission, we ask for understanding and civility as we move forward," end quote. Now, the Lenoir County SPCA says there have been what they call, quote, "hateful and personal attacks circulating," end quote, on social media, some of which are targeting its board president. They say the posts are not only inappropriate, but harmful to the organization as a whole. A petition to reinstate Mitchell as shelter director has also been shared online and garnered hundreds of signatures. You can find a link to that on our website, WITN.com. And now we turn to your weather forecast, where today again we are dropping the First Alert Weather Day designation due to again a cooler outlook than what we had previously anticipated. It's one of those that, you know what, I don't think we're going to get many complaints. Even the National Weather Service is starting to again drop some heat advisories for select counties in eastern North Carolina. Earlier, Pitt County and Beaufort County had been included in the heat advisory for today, as well as Hyde County. But as of now, again, those counties are no longer under that heat advisory. Areas that are under the heat advisory include Halifax County, Nash, Edgecombe, Wilson, Wayne, Lenoir, Craven, Pamlico, Jones, Duplin, Onslow, Pender, Sampson, and the western half of Carteret County. Overall, it is going to again be a hot day, but not quite as hot as where we were over this past weekend. And that is something I know many of you are, and myself included, am quite thankful for. A little cool down goes a long way. Now, we are tracking again a few isolated showers and some downpours out there right now. Doesn't look like we'll see anything severe, but over the next few hours we will see a sea breeze front get going, and that will promote more rain showers for those of you watching a little bit closer to the Crystal Coast, essentially from down east Carteret County, southern Craven, southern Pamlico, southern Jones, and through a hefty portion of Onslow, southern Duplin, and most of Pender County. Those, I think, are going to be the areas that have the better chance of rain as we make our way through the next several areas that are actively seeing the rain showers as we speak, at least a few of those areas. But right now, air temperatures continuing to climb. in the mid to upper 80s throughout most of eastern North Carolina. You are looking at more of the low 80s for those of you watching in Kenansville as well as Roanoke Rapids, but not to worry, your air temperatures are going to be coming up soon, and it even feels warmer when you factor in the humidity. Humidity is going to again be a big player in today's forecast as we are seeing dew points well into the upper 70s, even some more of eastern North Carolina reporting dew points in the low 80s. That is tropical air. That is very humid, and you certainly feel it when you walk outside. It makes everything just feel significantly hotter. Now for today, anticipating more of an easterly breeze. It's fairly light at this hour, and through the afternoon, really not expected to gain much steam. Now around some showers, downpours, and thunderstorms, we will see some gustier winds, but I'm anticipating around a 5 to 10 mile per hour breeze today. Nothing all that crazy. Highs getting into the low 90s. Some areas may try to sneak into the mid 90s. Going to be easier said than done. Later on tonight, air temperatures will drop especially quickly for those of you who are going to be receiving some rain later today. Here's a picture by the time we get to around noon. Notice again, Carteret County, down East Carteret County specifically, and then southern Pamlico, southern Craven, and Onslow County. Again, those are the areas that I think are really going to be seeing a better opportunity for rain showers today than, say, those of you watching a little further north across, say, northern Beaufort County or Martin, Bertie, Edgecombe, Nash. I think those areas are going to be trending a little bit drier than what we're going to have closer to the Crystal Coast. Now, coming up for tomorrow, more rain showers on the way. Going to be a better coverage as we head through your Wednesday, and that should help limit the amount of heat we see build across the east through the afternoon. And then we get to Thursday, and Thursday is the day where we see the cold front roll in. Now it's going to take some time for that cool air to truly reach us, but the fact the cold front will be arriving on Thursday is encouraging because that starts the process of kicking out the humidity and bringing in some more comfortable air. There's Wednesday morning, 9 a.m., and it's that frontal boundary you're seeing over really Nebraska, Kansas, and parts of Colorado. Another area of low pressure is going to be developing around El Paso and then moving northward, and that is really going to help lock in a lot of that colder air on the backside of that whole system, and then it just gradually tugs there across the southeastern United States and really allows it to settle here in eastern North Carolina. The thing that's really going to do us some favors, though, as that cold front clears the coast, it will reinforce a northeasterly breeze. As that happens, it will continue to push in some of that cooler and drier air off the ocean, and that is going to help cool us down significantly, going from the 90s here over the next 3 days. Upper 80s coming up on Friday. Friday is our transition day where we can start to feel that humidity fall. It's not going to happen like we turn off a light. It's going to be a gradual process. But by the time we wake up on Saturday and Sunday and Monday and Tuesday of next week, we will be feeling lower humidity, and you will be able to feel the difference in the air. Of course, 80 degrees on Saturday, 81 on Sunday does come with a better opportunity for rain showers, but you know what? Low 80s versus the low 90s. Give me the 80s every day of the week. That's all we have time for today's 10 a.m. news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day.